Salut les PM! Today I'm excited to show you Over the Hill, a web application for project progress using hill charts. Hill charts is a methodology created by 37 Signals and detailed in their book Shape Up. Hill charts are an intuitive way to track where your projects really stand. Unlike traditional progress bars that only show completion percentage, hill charts show you what kind of work is happening. Let me explain the concept quickly. So imagine your project has this journey over a hill. On the left side, up the hill, this represents the discovery phase. You're still figuring things out, solving problems, researching and exploring unknowns. Top of the hill, that's the moment when you figure it out. You know exactly what needs to be done. On the right side, down the hill, this is pure execution. The path is clear and you're implementing the solution. This gives you immediate insight into whether a project is stuck in research hell or moving steadily toward completion. Okay, let's take a look at the app now. First, the authentication system. For the moment, Over the Hill uses the invite-only model, but existing user can sign in directly. Once you're logged in, you'll see the main hill chart interface. Let's start by creating a new collection. And think of collections as different projects or work streams. I'll create a collection called Website Redesign Project. You can have multiple collections to organize different projects. Maybe one for your mobile app, another for your marketing campaign, and another for your internal tool. Now, let's add some tasks or features. I'll enter a .name to create our first item. And our first item is going to be user research. Then let's add design system. For user research, what I want to do is bring it all the way down because we are well done with user research and also want to flag it as green. For design system, we're a little bit down the hill, but for the moment we're at risk. So I'm gonna choose the orange color. Let's keep adding some dots and let's add the front-end development dot. And we want to as well add testing and QA. I'm going to move testing and QA all the way to the left because this is something that comes way later. Now that you have those dots, what you can do as well is customize their size. Let's say, for example, that you want to maximize the fact that a design system is at risk. So let's bump up the size to XL so it really stood out. And let's say that we want to minimize the visibility of testing QA because this is something that we're not doing yet. And what we can do is move it to 1 as excess. One of my favorite features is the snapshot system. I can capture the current state of my project at any time. So let me create a snapshot for today. Now I can track progress over time. The calendar interface let me navigate through different snapshots. Green, the dots in the calendar indicate days with a save snapshot. So here you can see that I have one on the 9th and on the 10th. When I click on those days, the system loads the snapshot for that day. And here I've been switched back to Project ABC as my newly created project was not existing at the time. And if you want to switch back to current view, you can click simply View Live and it will be back. And you can switch back. As you can see, in the meantime, between the 9th and the 18th, I renamed my project. Back in the day, it was Project ABC, and now you can see it's just Project B, and you can see those change there. When it's time to share your progress, Over the Hill makes it incredibly easy. Here, you have two options for download, as PNG or as SVG, and you can copy the image as PNG into your clipboard. If you prefer to copy it as SVG, just open up the ellipsis menu and select copy as SVG. For me here, I want to use PNG and I'm going to click copy as PNG button and I'm going to be able now to paste it into a document or presentation or an email. Some of the other cool feature I would like to show is the fact that Over the Hill supports light and dark themes. You can as well like set up as follow your browser. What you can do as well is hide the collection name if sometimes this graphic is part of a presentation where you already have the title of the project. To avoid any redundant information, you can hide that. You can reset all your collections. What you can do as well is export them as JSON and import them. And here for the accounts, you can reset your password and do a sign out. If you're appreciating this app and would like to support me, you also have a send tip option there that will get you to my PayPal. Any tips are very welcome. If you would like to read a little bit more about all of the app's features, go to docs.overreal.forrobert.fr where you will find the ever-growing documentation. All right, before I leave, I wanted to point out that if you like what you have just seen and you would like to try it out, you can go to demo.overthehill.forrobert.fr to test it out. You won't need to log in. It will run purely in your browser. If you're interested to use the web app as a demo did, you can do so. Please note as well, there is a desktop version if you want to run it locally. To get the desktop app, just go to the GitHub repo releases page and download the app image. For the moment, I only support Linux, but soon I will create the macOS and Windows app as well. I also created a self-hosting guide, so if you want to clone the repo and run that locally on your own server, here is the full guide. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next one.